Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
And welcome to Multiplaying, everybody.
We're
Hello.
here.
We're back.
We made it.
We did it.
We did it. You guys did it.
Slow clap. Tonight on the show we have Jason, as you've already heard.
Yep. Hey.
And Rare.
Oh, God damn it.
And Rare.
And Rare.
Rare?
Yeah. Why would he be here?
He was here a second ago.
No, why would he be here now, though? He was here already.
It's true.
He's probably making a bagel. Dude, just take your time.
Sun-kissed in a bagel.
Some cream cheese on it. It's fine. Just take your time. No one's waiting.
No one cares. And me, Steve. What are you drinking tonight, Rare? I'm drinking a Sun-kissed. That's great. What are you drinking tonight, Jason?
I'm drinking a Coors Light.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you polish off the rest of the Mad Anthony's?
Yes, I did. I was done with that probably the day you left. I was done.
Wow.
No, I wasn't. It was later that week, but yeah.
That's cool.
That was it was fine. I appreciate you bringing it.
No sweat.
Taste of Wayne.
The taste of Fort Wayne in Michigan. Too bad I could not. I was still sad that I could not get you the Harry Balls edition.
Yeah. I am sad too.
Yeah, but maybe next time. We'll see. I have just straight up water. Yeah.
Fort Wayne water.
Fort Wayne water.
Beautiful.
Which is about what Mad Anthony is probably.
Was there hair in it from his balls?
From the balls. No, for those who don't know, which is probably everyone, Fort Wayne, the city which was born and raised, used to have a mayor back in the day. His name was Harry Balls.
God, you're totally rolling with that. Spent most of your days
on the playground, as a matter of fact. Rare. Was he asking if we were going to start in 20 minutes?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe the ball-state ass slapper got him.
Oh no, I think it's the other way around.
Oh, he is the ball-state
saw
ass
some
slapper?
Juicy booty going by the window.
That ball-state ass running by.
Threw the ski mask on.
He just lost his shit and had to run out there. Like he went into the closet like it was like a phone booth. Superman ran into it and came out in his
a bike.
Ass slapper garb. Yeah, and his bike.
It's got the cape with butt cheeks on it.
Yep.
With a red hand print. Yeah! He's not going to be involved in this podcast, apparently.
Just keep
We'll roll. So, quick topic.
Listen, no, we can't do that because who's going to guess like when he shows up? Like, hey guys, like how many minutes in?
There's a prize. There's not a prize, but let's get a number in your head. Email us. I guess it wouldn't make any sense to do that. Never
Any
mind.
of our live listeners, email us and let us
know. We love you all. But really, you should email us. multiplaying@gmail.com. Just anything. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Cookie recipes. I don't care. But quick topic before we get into what we've been playing. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jason?
Fuck. It's ridiculous.
I know. Rare? Exactly. What the fuck?
Well said.
Right. Staunch silence. And to that, I've got nothing. I really have nothing. What the fuck?
I mean, the one thing that I keep trying to roll around, I'm just trying to think of thoughts in my head, which I think I talked to you when you came up. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how I make this work. Like when school buses go up to the railroad tracks and they open the doors, and wait. I want to do that with my car, but I gotta figure out, like, do I need some sort of like, how do I bring it back in? You know, like once I open it, I don't want to be an asshole and reach out, like, get out of the car and go close it.
Can you get like a little lit stop sign that you can stick out your window before you do it?
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Maybe. Oh no.
No. Yeah. What the fuck?
What the fuck, Rare?
Sorry. had to go buy dinner.
No, that's the topic. What
No,
the
that's
fuck?
that's the quick topic for the week.
Oh, great. Did you guys actually already start the show while I was gone?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Sweet. Dinner. And I went and bought it, and that's my story.
What'd you get?
Chex Mix.
That's
Some
dinner?
Gatorade. Well, I already ordered Chinese from last night, so I'm being frugal by eating the leftover Chinese. So pork dumplings and chicken fried rice.
And Chex Mix.
And Chex Mix. Not at the same time. But
Oh.
You're living the dream.
Hell yeah.
See any juicy booty?
Does your hand sting right now?
It'll make sense in post. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
I'm totally lost right now, but
We'll do it
all right.
live. Fuck
Yep.
it.
Fucking do it live.
Yep. Let's get into what we've been playing. Rare, I'll start with you. What you been playing, man?
Well, great. Totally out of context and lost and scared, but I've been playing Cave Story. Cave
Really?
Story Plus, I guess. The one on Steam.
I'd say that's like a shooter, hardcore shooter, right?
No, it's like a really old RPG that was on the SNES, I think.
Oh, really?
It's like a side-scroller.
What's the name of it?
There are guns involved. Cave Story?
Okay. I thought it was
Good.
like a shoot 'em up. I thought that was, but I've never played it, so I don't know.
I mean, there are lots of guns in it, so yeah, it's kind of like a arcade side-scroller, but it's more of an RPG than like a shoot. I don't know. It's kind of a mix of both, but yeah,
I think
it's good.
if that's what I'm thinking of, I think it was like a WiiWare game.
It might. Yeah, I think they ported it on
Oh,
WiiWare. I think they did.
I think it might have started as like a Flash game or something like that. But yeah,
I know it was on the internet before. Yeah,
then there
and
was
then-
a 3DS version as well. I think.
maybe. But yeah, I've been playing that on Steam, and I'm doing a playthrough of that I'm recording in advance. And then right now, like literally right now, is Eve FanFest. So I've been watching that stream. So all the cool stuff for Eve that's going to come out this year, they've been doing like reveals for that. It's kind of like E3, but for spaceship pilots.
Are they doing any of the Dust whatever?
Yes,
reveal
Dust
there?
has been a very big part of FanFest this year, and it looks pretty kick-ass, to be honest with you. I was really skeptical at first, but now that they've shown us more features, we're still not entirely sure how it's going to tie in with Eve from an
Right.
economics perspective.
That's
But
what I'm interested in, yeah.
directly, like, okay, so they had a presentation where it was two developers were playing, and the soldier whips out, like, this GPS on his arm, and he tags a tank, like, 50 kilometers in front of him, and then the player in Eve got a ping on the planet saying, will you shoot here? And using a new module called, like, a targeting computer, I think, he tracks his guns to where the soldier wants him to shoot, and he blew the shit out of the tank, like, within half a
That's
second.
awesome.
It was really cool. So they're going to work in real time with each other, like they said, and it worked flawlessly.
That sounds good.
It was really cool. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube later.
I think I've even seen rumors that it might be coming out on the Vita.
Don't toy with me.
They haven't
know, right?
said anything like that, and that'd be really impressive, but I don't know how they're going to pull it off. I know
Yeah.
it's coming out on PS3 for sure, and technically they've never, ever, ever said it'll be out on PC, but everyone's kind of hoping it'll come out on PC.
I think it'd be cool.
I think it'd be really
I want to play it either way, but I would rather play it on the PC by far.
Yeah.
But
But I wonder
would-
if it kind of seems like they were really hyping up that the exclusive part of it being
Exclusivity, yeah.
Sony. So I wonder if it's going to launch on PlayStation first and then probably come to PC.
I know it's coming out on PS3 first, and there's a rumor going around that it can't have direct competition with PlanetSide 2, which is also owned by Sony, that's going to be out on PC.
Really?
I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea if that's actually true. That's just
You don't want to cannibalize.
maybe? I don't know. But just from the presentation, I was actually really impressed. And one of the statistics they threw out was, you know how in Eve you naturally train skills over time and you get better and better, and there's like God knows how many years worth of Eve skills you can actually train in real time. Well, right now, just in this current build, they have 7 years worth of skills you can train in Dust.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And everyone was like, what? Because, you figure with the console game, you go in, you play for like 3 or 4 months, and then you move on. So they're really trying to break that current market type where it's, oh, a new console game's come out, let's move on. They're trying to really go and push for that, what's the word I'm looking for? Amount of time played, I guess, is a really simple term. Like with Eve. Like how Eve has been persistent for, I don't know, like what, 8-9 years? They're really pushing that with Dust also.
Wow. Well, it sounds cool. I can't wait to see more of it, and especially I can't wait to see it more firsthand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's any other big news out of that so far, or is it just mostly the Dust stuff?
There's been lots of stuff for Eve players. It's kind of hard to... I mean, like, basically, new ships, reducing lag, lots of reworks on old things that didn't really work. It seems like CCP as a whole is really starting to shift into... Rather than the past 2 years where we kind of got shit when it came to actual updates, they're really now pushing to fix old things, innovate, and make the game a lot more enjoyable. Just from what I've seen, I can already tell you by the end of 2012, Eve's going to be far more accessible and, in my opinion, a more fun game to play than it would have been, 2 years ago.
Well, that's awesome.
If things continue on this trend.
Cool.
So, yeah. It's been good.
Right. Well, I was going to say Jason, but I think I might need to go through mine first because I think me and Jason are going to talk similarly. I do have 2 quick things I want to bring up before me and Jason get going. First, hot. Yeah. There's a game that I owe a huge thanks. Not that he will ever hear this, but there is a podcast called Weekend Confirmed. There's a gentleman on there by the name of Jeff Kanata, if you do not listen to the show. He happened to mention a game on last week's show, and I owe him a great debt for mentioning it because I'm going to be highly addicted to it. It's a game called Air Mech. And... by name, I would not have thought anything of it, but when he said that it was the whole idea of the game was taken directly from an old game called Herzog Zwei.
I remember. I remember hearing that and thinking of you.
I flipped my shit, and I went and when I got home today, I didn't get to listen to last week's show until today. As a matter of fact, when I got home, it's a browser-based game. You actually play it in Chrome. You can only play it on the Chrome browser. You go to airmech.com and you can install it and play it through there. And that game is so fucking Herzog Zwei. It's not even funny. It's an old strategy game
maybe you should explain what that is.
It's an old strategy game from the Nintendo, Jesus Christ, the Sega Genesis. It's actually kind of hard to explain, but it predates like Command and Conquer and all that shit. You are actually controlling a mech, if you will, but you have the ability to transform into a jet, and you can navigate all over the map either way.
That sounds familiar.
Right.
We're just playing that type of game.
Which one?
With Starhawk.
Oh yeah, it's very much like Starhawk in that regard. You have that's true. Starhawk is awesome, by the way. Jesus, another game we haven't been able to talk about in weeks. But you have this. It's a top-down view. You're controlling this mech that can transform into a jet. You have this big base that is like your main HQ, and then all over the map there are smaller little bases. It is usually like in Herzog Zwei. It was always 1 versus 1. I believe in this game you can actually do like 2 versus 2 as well, and maybe more than that. I'm not sure. I have not got into the actual multiplayer yet. I've just been playing against the computer. But the kicker is that your base, you can spawn like 1 unit at a time, and you don't have to actually spawn it from your base specifically. You can spawn it from any of the mini bases as well and pick them up from there. The cool thing is you fly over the base as a jet, and when it spawns off the roof of the base, you pick up the unit and you can actually fly them and dispatch them wherever on the map. It's very fast paced. I mean, you're going back and forth on the map all the time. You can engage in combat while in the air and on the ground. The little bases. You actually have to pick up infantry units and take them over to the base and drop them next to it, and they'll walk into the base, and once you get 4 in there, they'll take over the base. But the enemy can do the same thing. You cannot destroy the actual structures. You just are trying to control them so that you can push down the map and destroy the main base, and whoever destroys the other person's main base wins. The cool thing about Herzog's Way, and I was actually just kind of getting into it towards the end with Air Mech, and it kind of does the same thing, is that you can program each of the units. You can set like a basic, okay, I want this unit to guard the spot that I'm going to drop at.
Like a patrol behavior.
Or you can set points for them to patrol, or you can set them to just go out to try to capture the next available base. I mean, you can set these very basic functions for them. It was a lot, but the cool thing is because people have gotten better with developing games. They did a really good job of making that very easy to do, whereas in Herzog's Way, you had to do it up front when you were creating the unit. You had to create what kind of function you wanted them to serve, and it was a lot heavier, a lot more time consuming to deal with. But everything else about the game feels just like Herzog's Way did. It's very fast paced. It's got a lot of strategy to it. I really, really digging the hell out of it.
I've never played that game, so I'm installing it right now. Any like multiplayer or anything with it?
There is multiplayer, but like I said, I have not delved into that yet. I really want to get a better feel for it before I do. But it's a free-to-play game. But the cool thing is they kind of stole from, no, I wouldn't say stole, they borrowed from the League of Legends idea that there are units that you can upgrade to or buy, and there are certain ones available every week that they rotate that give special abilities. So that's the part that's different about the game, and there's I think there is some form of leveling up in the game, which again I've only spent maybe a half hour with it, so I plan on playing more of it, but that stuff seems really more an update to the original idea, and it could be very good. I hope it's not a detriment to it, because from what I played, it's just perfect. It's perfect in its representation of what that game was from what I remember. I still actually own that game.
That's really awesome. I've heard you talk about the game, but I've never really heard about it, and apparently it has maybe kind of like a cult status.
Yeah, it was
It really seems weird for something that obscure to have some sort of comeback like that's awesome.
Right. It's to actually even find that game, it's kind of a more rare title to find on the Genesis. Not a lot of people bought into it. It was a foreign game that was brought over, I think, only in a small run. So it's fantastic. Like I said, I flipped my shit when he mentioned it, and when he said that was a spiritual successor to it or whatever. Wow. I mean, they did a bang-on job, especially for a browser-based game.
You saw that and your eyes lit up like Rare when he sees a bulbous ass walk by.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, he's AFK. I totally know.
No, I'm just sitting here going, what?
Yeah.
And the other thing that I wanted to mention real quick before we get on to talking about other stuff was I got Heroes or Might and Magic Heroes 6.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I love that game.
As do I.
What do you think about it?
I have not played enough of it yet, but so far I'm kind of digging it. It's been since Heroes of Might and Magic 3 since I've played one.
It's been since Heroes of Might and Magic Never that I've played one.
Really? Okay.
No, I played King's Bounty. I've never played a Hero of Might and Magic game.
Really dug 3 back in the day, and that was actually right when I was getting into PC gaming more. That was when I tried it out, and I really liked it, but I hadn't played one since, and I'm really digging it. The graphics are really good. It feels more open. I don't think it really is more open, but it feels more open. Maybe it is more. I don't know. I have horrible memory for the other one, so I can't really draw direct comparisons. But yeah, it's something kind of almost relaxing about playing the game that I could just sit there and play it and not really realize. It's almost like Civilization in a way that you can just kind of sit there and play it and keep taking turns without realizing how much time's gone by.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
I like the
It's like,
combat.
oh shit, I gotta go. I was supposed to leave half an hour ago.
I like the combat. I don't remember the combat being that tactical.
It wasn't really in 3. It was more so like just on a grid basis.
Right.
And then you had spells, but like units didn't have special moves, or it's a lot more in depth now than it used to be.
I like that the stuff in the terrain makes a difference and shit. I wish there was more changes in terrain that made a difference. Can make it more like Final Fantasy Tactics or something. But I really like the system, and it's quick enough that it doesn't feel like you're sitting there in the combat forever. At least not at first. I'm sure later on it gets more complicated, but yes, so far I'm really digging the game. I just wanted to bring that up, and I have to give thanks to Rare. So thank you for my birthday present, Rare.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And now, to speak on my other birthday present that I got, I bought a Vita.
Yeah, you did.
PlayStation, PS Vita, PlayStation Vita, Sony Vita, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Live it. Yeah.
Live it. Love it. And I kind of was going into it not expecting to buy one. Last weekend I came up or not last weekend, but the weekend before, excuse me, came up and chilled with Jason and Shannon, and I sat and played Blaze Blue for I don't know how long that was, probably about a half hour.
No, you was like 3 hours.
No, okay.
No,
I don't remember
it was like half hour though. But I remember you said you need to take this away from me.
Yeah, I was sitting there for a while playing nothing but Blaze Blue. That game was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But I have not picked it up yet because actually it got me tempted to play it on the console with an actual fight stick. Because I never played a Blaze Blue before. But anyways,
did you end up buying it for PS3?
I have not yet. No.
Okay.
I want to definitely. I want to wait for that thing to go on sale though.
Yeah.
But man, the Vita, so good. I had not had that much time with one prior. I kind of like checked it out at Target.
Yeah.
And thought it was cool. I was like, wow, this is really slick. But I'm not a handheld person, but I got one this last Monday and I'm loving it. Any spare time that I have away from computer, like at my lunch breaks or my waiting for the kids to bus to come, I am sitting there playing that.
Yeah, I'm blown away by the hardware.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair and to put it out there, we've talked about this on podcasts before. I am a handheld fan. I have like 4 or 5 Atari Lynxes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that kind of fits me. But I've played this thing every day and probably worn the battery down most days. And it's insane how much I'm really appreciating this software. I hope it sells.
Yeah, that's something that I had been working on a blog post a couple times this week, and that was a point that I brought up in it that is not actually posted yet, but is that I really, really hope it takes off because there is a lot of potential.
Yeah, there is.
I was tweeting the other day, and I know you were tweeting like back, just ideas popping in our heads about what would work with this thing, and yeah.
The one that just really stuck with me is Trine. Just a combination of
you brought that up and
drawing with the touch screen and actual physical controls.
You brought that up and I was floored. That would be a perfect port.
And it would look great on that screen.
Yes. Yeah. Even just trying one to start.
Yeah.
I mean, they do that and then see how it goes, but that would absolutely work perfectly with the Vita. The system's cool because of like the back touch is kind of neat. I don't think enough stuff's using that yet. I really like the application in FIFA.
Yeah, that is great.
That is probably the best.
I was talking to a guy at GameStop, and just to explain for people who don't know, whenever you're like in FIFA, you're approaching the goal, you can just tap the back screen to kind of paint where you want to shoot on the goal. And the longer you hold it down, the more power you'll give it, but less accurate you'll be. So you got to be really careful about that. And the one guy at GameStop, he was really pumped for a hockey on there. And he's like saying the same thing. Like it would be perfect in that game. Just something that's really, really simple, but it's really effective in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And even in, I think I was telling you, Uncharted, I found that it's really useful when you zoom into the sniper scope. you just roll up or down on the back touchscreen and you zoom in or out with your sniper scope, which seems really intuitive there.
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the back touch stuff. I hope more games utilize that. Just for the uniqueness.
Yeah.
What's that?
In a good way.
Yeah, just for the uniqueness of the system. And the front touchscreen works really, really well. It's very sensitive.
Yeah.
I noticed, like, it's like in a good way though. Like, you barely have to touch the thing for it to notice that you're there. It's
well, comparing that to, because I bought a 3DS when it launched, and that just in comparison, and I thought this way before the Vita came out just because of iPhones and everything. The 3DS seems archaic in that it's built for a stylus.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean,
it's archaic. Period.
Well, yeah, well that too. But I mean, just that you can't just drag your finger on there and be accurate with it like you can with an iPhone or Android
pressure.
or the Vita. It seems it's way more fluid on the Vita to just drag your hand over there and then put them back on the controls. Where with the 3DS, I never get the stylus out. Mm-hmm. But if I'm actually going to try touchscreen, it's completely inaccurate. You have to press so hard on it.
Yeah, it's like I actually finished Mutant Blob's Attack today. And
that's a great game.
And yeah, side note, Mutant Blob's Attack is amazing, and it was only
like
$8.
$6-7. Yeah,
I think it was $8.
Okay.
But it's totally worth the $8. It's so good. But it uses the touch display very, very well. In that there are some puzzles that you have to solve where you are rotating a piece of equipment one way or the other, and all it takes is a quick touch to change its direction, but you have to change the direction of this thing a few times to actually solve the puzzle, but it's so easy to be moving and then touch it real quick and then move again. It's very, very fluid. It works very well. But I think absolutely the thing that, like exactly what you're talking about with porting over other games, the thing that gives the thing so much possibility is the second analog stick.
Yeah.
I really honestly didn't think that it was going to be that big of a game changer. But
no, it's crazy.
You're opening the door with that.
And I don't know if you went through this because you had checked it out at my house, but when I got it on launch day, I got Uncharted. Mm-hmm. And I noticed for like the first 20 minutes, whenever I had to turn Drake, I instinctively used the regular buttons.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like I don't know why. I mean, because I had a PSP before, that's probably why. Mm-hmm. Like it took me a little bit to get used to. Oh, there's a second analog stick here.
I should use this.
And once I got used to it, especially in that game, it worked really, really well because that game it will pick up minor tilting and movement of the system. Mm-hmm. So it's not overblown to like where you have to tilt to aim completely, but say you move the right analog stick and you're trying to line up a headshot and you're just a fraction off, you can just tilt it a tiny bit and it will move. Wow. And it's really, really useful. And it was really effective, and that's my only complaint with that game is, which I guess it's probably too much to ask, but I really wish there had been a multiplayer component with that game like there is in Uncharted 2 and 3. But
probably too much for now, but maybe.
Yeah, the next, I mean, I would like to see Sony Bend give it another go because I enjoyed the single player on that and add all that stuff that was, at least in Uncharted 2.
Yeah, I will say you're asking a lot for a launch title, but I will say the launch titles are fucking awesome.
It was a great launch.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, it's so commonplace to bitch about a system's launch, whether it be, regular console, whatever. Mm-hmm. Great. I mean, I think it's really hard to complain about any of it.
Mostly just because there's a variety there.
Yeah.
I
made a list here of all the games I've bought. And it's like,
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn. I bought a lot of shit. I mean,
you should have made a list of the games that you have not bought.
That would probably be shorter.
Yes.
So do you want me to run through them?
Sure. What did you get so far, and then I'll tell you my puny games.
And I'm probably forgetting a couple here. MLB The Show, Wipeout, which I bought after the demo, and that game's really good.
It's just really good.
Uncharted, which I bought on launch day, and Hot Shots, which I bought on launch day because I love Hot Shots games. Those are the two I bought like when I first got it. Lumines, which is fucking fantastic.
I couldn't get into the demo.
It's it's really good. Super Stardust, which is great. Blaze Blue, Marvel vs. Capcom, Mod Nation Racers, which is really, really promising, but God, those developers, they need like people to come and extract all the jank from their games, because like it's all like the frame rate is like maybe 20 frames per second.
Yeah,
it takes forever to load. It's the same thing on PS3. I picked up Ninja Gaiden today when I went and traded a bunch of games because I remember playing the first one on the Xbox at my friend's house and really enjoying it. So, I had to buy something. Escape Plan, which is a downloadable title,
right?
Which is really good art style. Gameplay kind of sucks. FIFA, which is really, really good.
Yeah, I want that.
Mutant Blobs. This one, you guys are probably going to rip on me, or Steve, you probably will. I've never played one of these games, and Blameful Gecko kept raving about them, and I played the demo, and it was kind of fun. Definitely an impulse buy is Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game.
I've played one back in the day. That's a game that I totally understand why people like that, whereas a lot of people don't understand why people do. I don't personally like it too much, but I totally get why people do.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played a ton, but what I've played, I've enjoyed. It's got great presentation, and it's a fun hack and slash game.
Yes, exactly. If you want just to straight up go in there and plow through a ton of dudes and feel like kind of like a badass, then that's a good game.
And the last one, which is a game I've put a lot of hours into the last week, which I was pretty surprised by, is Unit 13.
That's one I want to pick up eventually, but I don't know. The whole like daily mission stuff in that seems really cool.
Yeah, it is. And you get like one shot at it, and it's all leaderboard stuff, and you level up a bunch of different characters. It's a co-op tactical shooter by the guys who made SOCOM, and it's one that you have you have like an infiltrator, you have an assault guy that you can pick for different missions, and you have to be very, very careful. It's very easy to die in that game. Kind of like a Ghost Recon or Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six type game. But that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so those are games I have.
Cool. All I've got, actually, I had not picked up any games other than Mutant Blobs Attack until today, and then I went and bought Wipeout, and I plan on. I'm totally digging that. I was really excited about it, and I heard a lot of people kind of rip on it for frame rate.
It got kind of mixed reviews, but God, that game looks gorgeous to me and really smooth.
People were talking about how it has not what they expected for Wipeout in frame rate and the sense of speed. But the two things that I kind of argue with that is that, okay, one, for frame rate wise, I believe the only Wipeout that's been 60 frames a second, and I could be totally wrong, but I believe the only one that was 60 frames a second is Wipeout HD on the PS3. I believe the previous Wipeouts on the PSP, the other handheld, I don't think those were 60 frames a second.
I have no idea. I've never played any of them.
I played at least the first one on there, and I don't remember it being 60 frames a second, but it's been a while, so correct me if I'm wrong. Multiplaying@gmail.com. And the sense of speed, the easy answer to that is that this is actually supposed to be like the first round, like the first ever anti-grav racing league. Like it's set in like however many years before the other Wipeouts.
I think it's Wipeout 2048. So
right, it's 2048, but I think it's like the next one in chronologically wasn't until like 4 or 6 years later. So yeah, of course it's slower. But it still feels very fast, and it still has it just feels good. It feels just really good as a handheld game. And graphically, like what you're saying, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's fucking amazing looking, especially compared to the Wipeouts on the PSP. If you hold those side by side, the other ones look like trash.
Yes, I never played those.
They looked good then, but if you compare this to those, this looks like night and day better.
And this
it's
one
so
has
beautiful.
cross-platform play against PS3 Wipeout players,
Yeah,
which is really cool. I'm hoping, just they do more of that type of stuff.
yeah. The only other thing that I bought, I actually did buy another game today, but it's not a quote-unquote Vita game. It's actually a PSP game. I bought the Metal Slug Anthology.
Oh, okay. Getting into PSP games. Wait, well, first, I want your thoughts. Playing, because I kind of dealt with this last year with playing DS games on a 3DS. Looked really, really terrible. What are your thoughts of Metal Slug, like a PSP game on the Vita screen?
Looks good. Looks
Yeah,
really
it's
good. It
fucking fantastic,
feels
right?
really good.
Yeah. I forgot. I also bought Hustle Kings, which is a Vita downloadable game. Actually, I didn't buy it. I had bought the PS3 downloadable title, and like they gave it for me for free.
Cool.
Because I bought that. And we also both got MotorStorm RC.
Yeah, that's a free game that you can
Which
get.
is-
That's
which
really
is
good.
Decent. Yeah, it's got, asynchronous leaderboards and everything.
That's
Hustle Kings
it.
is good too. If you like pool at all, that's a decent game.
That's cool.
it's-
The only thing I want to note with the MotorStorm RC is that it's a really good handheld game in the sense that none of the races take very long.
Yeah.
I mean, I can chew through a couple races in like 5 minutes.
Well, and really cool thing is you're just basically trying to get your best score. So you finish one race, and it doesn't stop you. You can just keep going if you want
Right.
to try to you're learning the tricks of the course. You're learning where to cut speed, where to turn. You can get really, really good, and then it just tells you exactly what your friends got. Really cool. But you're talking about getting PSP games. The PSP, like I sold mine a while ago, and that system had a lot of JRPGs.
Yes.
So I ended up buying the Final Fantasy Complete 4 edition,
Wow.
which came out for the PSP like a couple of years ago, or maybe like a year ago. Went on sale for like $12 the other day. So I bought that. That game is great, and I'm going down the rabbit hole. I can tell. I bought Persona 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start that. I'm probably never going to.
Probably not.
No, I need to stop. At this
I've
point,
never played a Persona game.
I played Persona 4 some on the PS2, and that was a lot of fun. And then I saw
It never seemed like a game that I would that I would want to play.
Yeah, you got to be in the mindset of
I
it, I
guess.
think. But I know I'm really, really late to the party, but goddamn, Final Fantasy 4, the story starts out awesome.
Yes.
Just getting betrayed by your king, and that doesn't pander at all like some of the later Final Fantasy games do at the beginning. It gets right to stuff.
No, that was the one back on the SNES and the SNES. That was the game that got me into role-playing games.
I can absolutely see that.
At all. I mean, that was like the first one that I ever played.
And
I was like, whoa, this is totally different from anything that I've ever played before.
Yeah, it's completely serious. It's got a pretty good tone, and the special effects they did for the PSP, they still look really, really good. I mean, the game looks like an SNES game, but it's got really the effects are very colorful. It looks really, really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 I love
I just hope it sells and they keep making games. I pre-ordered Mortal Kombat for it today, which comes out next month.
You alone will help them in their quest for higher sales.
I had to close the list that I had written because I didn't want to add up how much money I've spent already.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah. I think I do actually.
Kickstarter fund.
Kickstarter.
Keep this going. Keep the Vita going.
I actually do plan on stopping in tomorrow. I have a little bit of cash left over. I might pick up Hot Shots. So.
It's a great game. Did you like any other Hot Shots?
I did, but I've never actually owned one. I've just always played the demos of them and been like, I should get this, and then never do.
I played the shit out of the PS3 one. I played some of the other ones. I mean, it's exactly that. You're not getting anything.
Right. I think with all the online stuff that they're doing with the Vita one.
Yeah, there's some pretty. It doesn't seem to be It's weird because it's not, you don't see other players play while you're playing like you did on PS3, but you're in you can join tournaments with people and hear them chat like as you're going.
That's cool.
Like text chat. I don't think it has voice chat, which I don't want voice chat in that game. But I mean, it's fun. It's kind of, you get that sense of community. People congratulating each other on shots and all that. So
yeah, I think I need to get that because it's got that longevity to it. It's one of those games that come out on launch and then just you can keep playing for a long time. So I need to get it. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But now that we've completely bored Rare, you still alive there, buddy?
Yeah, it's all good. I don't mind. I just didn't have anything really add because I haven't owned like a portable system since the iPhone.
That's fine.
You say like that was so long ago. I was expecting you to say like since the Wonder Swan or something like
remember the iPhone?
Remember when people had iPhones?
Nah, man, that's all about the
iPads. Remember the hair back then? Oh, I'm sorry, Steve.
Dick. I didn't have hair then.
No, I know. That's
I don't know. Is there any news that we need to hit before we move on?
These bleeds.
I don't really feel like flogging the Mass Effect horse. I think that's already been flogged enough.
No, we don't.
Yeah, that's old. That's
Yep.
Everyone, you already have your opinions on it, so.
And if they don't, they probably just don't care.
Right. And I still haven't played the game, so I really don't care either.
I want to be mad about something.
I need to rage.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we got.
Yeah, that's enough shit. That's
yeah.
Come on.
So what do you want?
Listen, you got other shit to do. Go take care of your kid.
He's into something.
He's crying in the background, or if he's quiet, he's fucking around with something.
He's doing some.
He's doing some. He's doing some.
All right. Good night,
If you
listeners.
don't have a kid, go make a kid. Come on.
Yeah.
She's waiting in the other room. She's getting something.
Well, he's put that shit in a jar for later.
Yeah.
I don't know if that stays though.
Egg. Yeah. If you put it in the fridge, it'll stay.
Fridge or freezer?
Put it right next to the milk.
Right next to the Arm & Hammer.
Yeah. No, put it right next to the coffee cream. The
okay, that's enough. Good night. That's
these bleeds.
these bleeds. This episode of Multiplaying is brought to you by Juicy Booty.
Yeah.
Still don't know what the hell you're talking about. Gonna have to watch it in post.
Watch it.
Watch that podcast.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die.
Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.